Coming up on this episode of Design to the Nines, it's the ultimate fall wreath playlist. I have gathered together some of the most amazing and talented YouTubers to create a one-stop shop for your fall wreath inspiration. And if you want to see how I made my wreath inspired by this one from Williams-Sonoma home, then you're going to want to stay tuned. Welcome to Design to the Nines. I'm Natalie Callahan, and if this is the first time we're meeting, welcome to my channel. If you enjoy videos about DIY and home decor, I'd ask you to consider subscribing to my channel below and turning the notifications on, because I bring you weekly tutorials on these topics, and I'd love it if you joined me. I am really excited because I've teamed up with Kristen Kay. We've invited a ton of other YouTubers to create fall wreaths and upload it to this playlist. We're really hoping to create a one-stop shop for all of your fall wreath inspiration. So after watching my video and Kristen's, make sure you watch all of the wonderful tutorials. If you don't have a YouTube channel but still want to participate, there is a way. So we have created the hashtag Ultimate Fall Wreath, and you can upload the pictures of your fall wreath into Instagram. And if you'd like to tag myself and Kristen Kay so we can see your creations, we would really love that. Now, I contemplated a lot of different styles. I have gotten a lot of feedback from you that you really enjoy me knocking off designer things. So I came across this wreath by Williams-Sonoma, and I think it originally retailed for $170. I don't believe they are still selling this wreath, but I really liked it. I liked the pumpkins next to the moss, and I thought it had kind of like a modern take on traditional fall and Halloween and Thanksgiving. And I thought that it could carry me through all of those fall and autumn months. And I want to do my own take on it. A lot of times when I do a dupe, I try to get it as exact as possible. This time, I'm just gonna take the idea of it and kind of make it a little bit more my own. And the reason being is I really wanted to use as much from the Dollar Tree as possible. So I got this at Joann's, and I think it was just a little bit over $4. So I thought it was still affordable. I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger because I'm contemplating putting a sign that I picked up at Dollar Tree. Stick with me to the very end so you can see which one that is. It's honestly one of the nicest signs that I've seen Dollar Tree carry in a long time. For me, I am like really particular about what I will and won't buy at Dollar Tree. I picked up these pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. Now they do have larger pumpkins. I liked that you got 3 here. I liked the size of them. The other ones that they carry were quite a bit bigger. They were a little bit too tall this way. I wanted them to be a little bit shorter so you could kind of nest them down in the moss. They're not an identical match for the one on the inspiration piece, but I'm okay with it. Now, what I don't like about these pumpkins are the little speckle on it. It just looks like they splattered paint on it instead of adding, you know, kind of character to it. So I'm going to use a little bit of craft paint, and we're going to start on that now so that they can dry. We're going to start out by using 3 different types of paint, and I'm going to list those paints in the description box below. Then we are going to take this paintbrush. I use it a lot because the foam brushes are expensive, and this one I can use over and over again. I'm going to start out by taking the darker of the 3 colors, just brushing it on. What you'll notice is that it doesn't really cover a whole lot, and that's okay because we're just kind of trying to tone down the look. I'm just doing a quick first coat. What we're looking to do in this first one is just kind of tone down the other orange and some of those polka dots. Just kind of focus on the top. For the pumpkins that had a lot of speckling on them, I went ahead and put a second coat on them. Then we're taking the lighter orange and the gold, and I'm kind of dipping it in on both sides. And then I'm going to dab a little bit of that off. And then we're just going to go in and add in a couple of highlights. I didn't even wait till these are fully dry because we're going to be doing blending. We're just gonna take all of these little pumpkins, just add in a tiny bit of variegation with that yellow and lighter orange color. You don't need to spend a ton of time on this. We're just basically trying to make it look a little bit more natural, a little less plastic and cheap. Not perfection here. Pumpkins are not perfect in nature. Stick with me till the very end because I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek of some of the items I purchased for my fall front porch. So you're going to want to stay tuned to the very end to get a glimpse of that. I don't know if you're like me, but I tend to be a little impatient. So I might break out my hairdryer, make the paint dry a little faster. So painting the pumpkins really makes them look a lot nicer, a lot less cheap. It didn't take us very much time, and if you have craft paint on hand, then it won't cost you very much money. But even if you have to buy them, I think you can get these bottles for about $1 a piece if you find them on sale. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna scatter our pumpkins around our wreath. Now they come with this handy little clip, which I just thought was awesome. So awesome. You can kind of lay them all out, clip them on where you want to put them, and I'm going to try to clip them down so they're not poking out so much. Play around with it until you find what works for you, and then if you want to, you can add some glue after they're clipped on, which makes it so nice. So now we're going to take some of this moss that we got at Walmart, and we are going to make a big, ginormous mess, because working with moss is like the messiest job on the planet. Just know that going into it and be okay with it. I made some moss letters around last Christmas time. If you're interested in seeing that project, I will put the link above. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but I think I'm just gonna put some hot glue on the moss and just stick it down and fill in the cracks and crevices with the moss. So you might have to just kind of break it off in chunks like that, and then some glue on it. Because I used moss and it's very, very messy, and I want things to kind of stay in place because it's going on my front door, I had some polyurethane left over from another project, and I think if I just spray this on here, it will help seal it all together and hopefully keep it in place. Now it's time to add a ribbon. You start out with a long tail, twisting and looping and trying to keep all of the loops somewhat the same size, maybe getting gradually bigger to the outside one. Then you slip a wire through the loops, twist it really tight, and then cut off the excess on an angle. I attached this to the wreath with a little hot glue. And here is the sneak peek of my fall porch items. Some of the stuff I had already, and some of the stuff was recently purchased from Joann's and other various stores. So I'm done with my wreath. I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. I ended up using this Dollar Tree sign in the center. It's just being supported by the sides of the wreath, so I can easily pop that out if I wanted to. I have about $20 into this wreath. You could almost get away with using 1 or 2 more packages of the pumpkins to kind of get a more condensed pumpkin look. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of my wreath. I think it's going to look fantastic with all of my other fall porch decor. So stay tuned for that episode. It's coming soon. So now that you've watched my video, make sure you pop on by and watch Kristen K's, as well as all of the other amazing and talented individuals and YouTubers on this list. If you want to participate and you don't have a YouTube channel, make sure you pop on over to Instagram, use the hashtag Ultimate Fall Wreath, and we are so excited to see the creations that you have come up with as well. So everybody can participate. We want you to, we hope you do, and we hope that you feel inspired. Coming up next week, I've got something very special planned for my Girls Can Use Power Tools Challenge, which will be co-hosted this month by Casey from Coffee with My Sunshine. On a personal note, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I recently hit 10,000 subscribers I can't even believe it. But I really want you to know that I appreciate your support, and I will continue to bring you weekly content that hopefully helps empower you to do it yourself, to decorate your home and feel confident in doing so. I hope that you find value in my content. If you do, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already done so. And if you enjoyed this week's episode, hit the like button and stay tuned again next week for the Girls Can Use Power Tools Challenge. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.